24-hour diner, 2 refills, no alibi. The diner on Elm and 3rd never locks its door. I'd walked here because the apartment felt hostile to speech, and I wanted coffee that didn't require a vote. Sophie and I had argued about nothing that stayed nothing. A shoe by the door, the dishwasher, then schedules and tone. We stopped just short of apologies and backed into separate rooms like suspects who know their rights. The waitress behind the counter, name tag Dawn, hair up in a pencil, eyes competent, nodded at the corner stool. Sit. Coffee first, decisions later. Yes, ma'am, I said, grateful to be bossed in a language I spoke. She poured. Across the counter, a woman pulled her coat closer and watched sugar dissolve into her cup with ritual patience. Ring on her left hand, thin gold that flashed, hid, flashed. She slid the sugar caddy my way without looking. You look like 2 packets, she said. 3 if it's an email. 2, I said, and a pep talk. We're out of pep, Dawn said, topping off the mug, but we can do warm. The woman smiled at her cup in a way that included both of us. I'm Nora, she said, as if we were exchanging receipts. Cal, I said, I'm a 2-sugar situation. She's rarely wrong, Nora said. I'm trying to quit sugar and apparently also certainty. She tore a packet anyway, then hesitated. There's a man who thinks he's waiting for me. In the parking lot, she added, like a weather report. He likes to think he's a paragraph I haven't read. Is he? I asked. He's a sentence I wrote when I was bored. Sentences become doors if you stand too close. She shrugged. My husband doesn't write doors. He builds shelves. It's very respectable. It also makes me want to leave things on the floor. Eat, she said. Metaphors digest better with butter. I watched her twist her ring like a dial seeking a station. My phone trembled. Sophie, where did you go? I typed, diner, coffee. Want me to bring anything? I didn't send it. I put the phone face down and let it vibrate like evidence I'd eventually submit. What are you not doing? Nora asked, as if she'd been sent to check my homework. I'm not sending a text I should, I said. I'm also not getting into a car with a coworker who thinks supply closet laughs are a personality. Good, she said. I'm not going out to a parking lot to discuss the ethics of wanting. I'd fail the quiz. You want the midnight, she said. Pancakes as choices. I'll take the midnight, I said. Make it a double. Nara ordered tea. Somewhere behind the wall, dishes spoke porcelain to porcelain, the language of people who hold each other even when it's noisy. Outside, a car idled with the patience of a mistake. Nora wrapped both hands around her mug and said, My husband is decent. He returns carts. He asks if I ate lunch. I want to be the kind of person who answers honestly and doesn't audition for the role of mysterious. But I keep wanting to be witnessed by someone with no prior. You're witnessed, Dawn said without looking up from the check she was tallying. But you're also tired. People confuse those. Nora laughed in a new key. Dawn keeps this place like a lighthouse. Lighthouses don't move, Dawn said. People do. She put the honey down like a gavel. You two say your sentences. I'll bring more warm. I ate a forkful of pancakes that tasted like amnesty. Nora peeled the paper off her tea bag with reverence. What's your thing? She asked. The thing you almost did and decided to buy pancakes instead. I wrote a text that said, You still up, and deleted it, I said. I'm on step 10 of a 12-step program where I learned to sit in my own apartment and be interested in the person I promised. Step 11 is being boring together without calling it failure, Nora said. Step 12. Doing number 11 in public, she said. Holding hands at the bank, being allied in the produce section. She looked at my plate, or sharing pancakes. I pushed the plate toward her. She took a bite. Outside, the idling car moved, circled, returned. Nora's phone buzzed on the counter. She flipped it, glanced, flipped it back. "He likes roofs," she said. "He says the air makes honesty easier. I think height makes delusions look justified." "Gravity doesn't bargain," I said. Her mouth made the not-crying shape bravery requires. "I almost asked him to drive," she said. "I didn't. I came here. I thought, I'll sit where the floor is not optional and try to remember the name of the tea my grandmother liked." "What was it?" "Darjeeling," she said. "But tonight the label that spoke to me was calming. I don't know that I believe it, but I like that it suggests verbs can be products." Nora texted in short bursts, 3 dots performing their small suspense. Then she put the phone in her bag like a pet that needed boundaries. "I told him no," she said. "Not tonight, not any night. I told him delete my number and keep the sky." She breathed. The diner rewarded her by not making a sound about it. "You'll miss the version of yourself you were with him," I said. "That's normal. Grief is not an error message." Her shoulders dropped a fraction, making room for certain organs. "What are you going to do?" she asked, nodding at my pocket where the phone did its vibrating duty. "Send the text," I said, "and say the thing that makes me unlikable for 30 seconds. I turned the phone, typed, "Diner, coffee. I want to come back and talk without trying to win." I hit send. "We didn't congratulate me. There a receipt for not doing something?" she asked. Dawn slid her the check with 2 lines, coffee X1, tea X1. Underneath in pen, "You were here. That's all you get," she said. "Sometimes it's enough." We sat again, not because we had more to say, but because ending without running felt like a new ritual. Nora told me about her husband's habit of leaving 1 square of chocolate in the wrapper, as if counting cut devotion. I told her about Sophie's fridge list little HEROICS, and how I keep adding took out recycling. "My phone lit, Sophie. Bring home milk. And come back." I typed milk. And yes. "And I'm sorry about the dishwasher." I loaded it like an escape room. She wrote back a small smiling face that did not try too hard. "Go," Nora said, seeing my face without prying into it. "I'm going to buy a pie I don't need so my husband has something to be gentle to in the morning." "You're kind," I said. "I'm inconvenient," she said. "I'll be inconvenient at home." Dawn boxed a slice of pie for Nora and slid a quart of milk to me. "You two gonna be okay?" she asked, already wiping another spot that didn't require it. "We'll be in the same place," I said. "We'll talk in the tense called doing." "Good tense," she said. "Bring it back if it breaks, I'll laminate it." I put the milk on the passenger seat and told it not to get ideas. Sophie opened before I found my keys. "Hi," she said, which is married for "let's not waste this." "Milk," I said, offering it, "and courage in a paper cup." I held up the to-go coffee, and the ability to say sorry with sentences. She took the milk, then the cup, then my hand. "Sit," she said. "Say the dishwasher thing first so we can move to the part where I admit I weaponize competence." I told her about the diner and Nora. I told her about the car that circled and left, about the receipt that said "you were here," about Dawn's theology of refills. I asked if she was lonely. She said sometimes, between errands and sleep. She asked if I was bored. I said I hid fear under helpfulness. We looked at the dishwasher like it was an ancient puzzle and laughed at it until it lost status. She wrote on the whiteboard above little HEROICS, "Stayed in the room." I added underneath, "Watered the silence." It looked stupid, it looked right. Before bed, I texted Dawn a thank you to the diner's landline number. She replied anyway, Warm on the house. Shelter's not cheap, but we give discounts after midnight. I put the phone face down like a period. Sophie turned off the light like a promise. In the morning, we will apologize again, less dramatically, which is the point. We will load the dishwasher like a collaboration, not a crime scene. And somewhere in a parking lot, a man will learn the sky is not a co-conspirator. The neon will hum. The bell will ring. On the fridge under little HEROICS, I left one more line. Chosen is shelter. Weather is free. It read like a grocery item.